Welcome to the Butts in the Seats podcast, special end of Vince Russo era edition.
I mean, it's still a canon episode. When you say special, it comes off as like non-canon, but no, this is a very special occasion indeed.
Yes, this is episode number 133.
It's taken us 133 episodes to get through Vince Russo.
Oh, yeah.
Before and after, we are done.
I'm Nick alongside Emily.
Hello.
Emily, what is it we normally do here?
We take a week-by-week look at the slow but inevitable downfall of WCW through the late 90s and early 2000s.
And what do we do this week?
We praise God that this is the Vince Russo finale.
We say good fucking riddance.
Yes. It's one of those like cathartic moments of like, it's done. Let's take a moment of silence. Just like take a breath.
Yeah, the funny thing is though, so this is the October 2nd, 2000 WCW Monday Nitro. They don't write him off.
No, he just disappears.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of do. They're like, I gotta go take care of something. Yeah. And then he leaves. We'll get there. But we don't know what he has to go take care of. Maybe he doesn't survive whatever he has to take care of.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Yes. It is only kayfabe, though, because we know that he lives long enough to write a book or two.
Yeah.
That I will unfortunately be reading.
I did have a realization of we are done with Russo on the main timeline. We are technically not done with Russo because he is partially writing TNA where we're at.
That's true. Yeah. You can catch our thoughts on that over on the Patreon. $5 a month gets you all that shit.
Plus the book report. So, Emily, today's WCW Monday Nitro takes place kinda in San Francisco. It's close enough. It's in the Cow Palace.
Hell yeah. We've been here before. We love the Cow Palace.
So, Emily, just like 30 months ago.
30 months.
2.5 years ago.
Okay.
February of 1998. They did Super Brawl 8 in the Cow Palace.
Okay.
It drew 12,000 fans. Tonight, they drew 2,600.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's a big yikes.
Show also did a 2.6 to Raw's 5.4. That is down from last week, where like, is Russo going to win? He did. Fuck that.
Ugh.
We'll talk more about the Russo title win during the weather report, but first we have some backstage notes. Apparently, a lot of people expect WCW to be sold soon.
That's true. So this is actually around the time in the Eric Bischoff book where he said that WWE was already considering buying WCW in the fall of 2000.
Yes. Well, apparently the source on that is Antonio Inoki just going, yeah, they're going to buy it.
Oh, cool.
But
great.
One of the people who says that like it's going to be sold, I don't know if he says to who, is Hulk Hogan. He goes on Bubba the Love Sponge, like, it's a done deal.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Sure isn't. Sure is not.
In a looming note, Vince Russo is apparently not going to Australia with the rest of the crew this week.
Oh, no. Wonder why.
The March WCW pay-per-view was apparently moved from the Toronto Sky Dome to Jacksonville, Florida.
Wait, it was moved from Toronto to Jacksonville?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. That will end up being the final WCW pay-per-view.
Wow.
The Insane Clown Posse have quit WCW.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
We said our goodbyes to them last week.
Yeah, but still. It's sad to hear it for reals.
I don't know if this is a WCW show or somewhere else, but in a cute note, apparently there was a house show somewhere and a 5-year-old girl punched the Great Buddha in the face and he sold it the whole match.
Oh, good for him.
And yeah, not a lot of backstage notes today. My last one, the mystery of who ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin is ongoing. And apparently Mick Foley was approached like, hey, it could be you. And he's like, I'm not coming out of retirement.
For something stupid like this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was almost Mick Foley. He almost did it for The Rock.
I don't know if I like that better or worse than Rikishi.
It should have been Kurt Angle.
It shouldn't have been Rikishi. We agree on that. It could have been literally anybody else, and I would have been like, no, okay, maybe. But it should not have been Rikishi.
The other problem with it being Rikishi, and this is a totally different podcast,
yeah.
is the fact that almost immediately they're like, this isn't working. Triple H is the mastermind.
Right. Because nobody bought it. Nobody was like, oh, yeah, Rikishi, he definitely did it. No.
But yeah, Kurt Angle debuts at Survivor Series 99. Like, it makes sense for it to be him. And, like, he's the champion of the time. Like,
You're right.
I think I've said this before on the podcast. Like, do a fucking Tanya Harding thing.
What do you mean a Tanya Harding thing?
Where she takes out Nancy Kerrigan because she wants to win the medal.
That's true. That would do it.
Yeah. Kurt Angle has a fucking gold medal. Like, How are you? Is that too timely or not timely enough?
If only you weren't 5 years old when this was written.
But that's it for the backstage notes. Let's go to the weather report, where there's always thunder. As mentioned last week, Alex Wright is back.
Woo!
He's teaming with Disco.
I don't like his look.
Yeah, well, he comes out and he's bald, and they're like, who is that? And they see AW on his heights. Alex Wright!
Well, okay, so he comes out on Thunder like that.
Yeah.
So they don't even recognize him on Thunder when he first comes out.
Yes.
Jesus.
I did glance at next week's just to make sure that Russo didn't pop up there.
Make sure it wasn't another Warrior or Jericho or Randy Savage or whatever.
So I think they should rename Thunder.
Oh.
To the Stevie Ray Hour. Because it's just his fucking show now.
Oh.
It is all about him. And they had put in a thing of Stevie, the board or whoever has said you can't get involved unless provoked. We can't just have you out here attacking wrestlers. And so, someone gets near him, it's oh, he attacked me, I can hit him. It's
oh my God.
Yeah. Stevie Ray is the focal point of Thunder. He's the main character.
Again, according to Controversy Creates Cash, Thunder is fighting for its fucking life, so...
Oh, yeah.
They're doing whatever they can to stay afloat over there.
Yeah, we'll talk... Next week has some funny moments. We'll talk about that on a future episode. In a crucial bit of lore for this show that they didn't bother going over, Mike Sanders vacates the hardcore title and starts a 4-person tournament for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
He says Norman Smiley didn't show up tonight, and also he didn't bring the belt.
But
yeah.
Did he not show up, or did he not bring the belt?
But how
he
would
have
you
the
bring
belt
the
with
belt
him
and not show up?
Huh. So Norman Smiley hasn't been let go.
No, he's around to the very end.
I remember you saying that a while ago. That's why I was very confused here.
I don't know. I could not find anything on this. I think it's the hardcore title. No one really gives a shit.
Oh my God. Well, this is also the dark times at WCW where nobody has written or reviewed this era. So
we got Lex Luger coming into the ring during a Jeff Jarrett segment. He's like, "Oh, I apologize for helping Russo," and General Rection comes out to accept the apology.
Sure.
Commentary's acting like Luger is not signed anymore. It's he's not on the active roster. During Jarrett's promo, where he invites Luger into the ring, he notes that Luger's collecting paychecks.
Oh.
So, which one is it, guys?
Again, the consistency in the show.
Luger later notes, I don't work here, but yeah, I'll be in a match.
That's not how it works.
We got a lava lamp lounge with Medeja.
Oh, God.
He hits on her a bunch trying to figure out how close Steiner is to figure out if he's going to get his ass kicked. He's like, is Steiner here? He was literally in the segment right before the lava lamp lounge.
Sick.
Leia Meow comes out and the two brawl in as many quotes as you want to put around that because, oh my God, these two have no chemistry.
Well.
And aren't really workers to begin with.
Well.
Scott Steiner cut a promo and just decided that Booker T and Stevie Ray are no longer actually brothers.
What?
I don't
Come
know.
again?
They're they have different moms. They don't even know who they are. What?
Huh? They are shoot real life brothers.
In the first of a best of 5 series, Rey Mysterio versus Juventud Guerrera is stopped due to injury, and that is Juvi's last official match in WCW.
Oh shit! On Thunder.
Because he's supposed to do one next week, and then they get attacked, and it doesn't happen. But
so what happened? Did he actually get hurt?
He almost got hurt. I think he just stopped because he landed weird. We'll talk about his incident when it happens in Australia.
His incident in Australia.
Yes.
Oh no. I hate that sentence.
It's something that got set up, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know what this is going to be. Emily's going to fucking hate it.
Oh no.
Hey, champ, I hear you're having some lady issues, said Mike Awesome to Crowbar.
No.
My boy's going to bring your boy down to the fucking muck in the mud.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think that Mike Awesome is going to beat Crowbar?
No, I don't think he's going to beat him. They're teaming up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I thought it was a match.
No.
Oh, no. I don't want that.
Yeah. How do you like it?
Don't take my boy with your boy.
Yeah, because apparently Daphne and whatever his face.
That guy.
Yeah, they already went to Australia. It's oh no.
They went a week early?
I guess because they want to see the sights or whatever.
Sure.
Romantic getaway.
In Australia. I never think of Australia as romantic. Maybe it is.
It's not back steakhouse joke here. Probably the biggest moment in Thunder's history. we get the sit-down interview with Vince Russo.
This is the biggest moment in Thunder history.
I mean, they don't have a lot of big moments.
Valid.
The beginning of the night, they're like, we don't know who's champion. Except Mike Tenay is on commentary and has already, and it's a pre-recorded interview. So Mike Tenay fucking knows the whole night and just doesn't say.
Oh.
They ask, like, oh, there's a lot of controversy. Like controversy? What do you mean? I got the belt. And, like, that's how you find out he's champion. Like, 90 minutes into the show.
That is the... okay. You know, I'm not even going to fight it anymore.
Yeah. We mentioned at the end of the last episode that just, like...
It still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so he's the champion. He's like, I have a bombshell I could drop on Ric Flair's family, so he better stay away.
Oh, my.
He's like, I might fire Goldberg. And it's like, well, why don't you tell us? Like, you know what? I don't know how to explain myself. I'm going to make you wait.
Ew.
And, yeah, so he wants to do it all on Nitro.
So he has a bombshell for Ric Flair's family, and he might fire Goldberg.
Well, he only has the bombshell if Ric Flair comes back. Because they know, like, Ric Flair is, like, not signed or whatever.
But he attacked him in the cage.
Yes. I don't know.
Okay. We'll never know.
They actually, like, wrote Flair off. I don't know why Luger's suddenly not signed.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. We'll never know, though, will we?
And then, speaking of Luger, in the main event, Lex Luger turns on General Erection, turning heel on the same night he turned face on, and goes to put Erection in the torture rack. They fuck it up, and he just stops and just hits him and kicks him.
Oh.
So, like, and that's how, like, it goes off the air.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I still just can't wrap my head around this massive point in WCW history just being brushed off as like, yeah, fucking obviously I won. When it was so not obvious.
That's the first time you see him with the belt is there, and he's like in the neck brace, which he doesn't have tonight.
And they don't show that as like a clip or like a recap. That's not in this Nitro. So if you didn't watch Thunder, you don't have, I guess context.
You know, I never slowed down the footage, but I'm like, Booker must actually be out first or something. Because, like, if he won, actually, he's actually out first, show it in the replay. If you're actually going, he won. You know,
it's ambiguous, brother.
The fucking, you know, with only one of Shawn Michaels' feet touch the floor.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like, you need to have something, guys. Yeah. Jesus.
But it's such this, like, pivotal moment in WCW history. And it's a nothing burger.
Yeah.
That's bizarre to me.
It's buried in the middle of Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah. I'd almost rather they didn't say anything.
But, like, again, they did, though. And they didn't bring it up in Nitro. So if you're watching Nitro, you have no idea that this is what's going on. So this cold open with Russo is just like, what?
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be an argument. No.
Well, that's it for Thunder. So I guess let's get to the final ever Vince Russo WCW Monday Nitro.
Woohoo!
We start with a recap from last week. Just going, here's the fucking mess that it was.
Yeah. Because it was. It was indeed a mess.
Commentary checks in. Tony Schiavone says Russo has the title, which is what they say.
He has the title.
Yes. And he will make an announcement as we see Goldberg arrive.
He is not the champion. He's holding the title.
Yeah. I figured we'd go right to that. No.
We gotta wait.
We have a fucking match first. Rey Mysterio, Conan, and Tigress make their entrance with Disco's duck and a ladder. Oh, I think he says it here too, but on commentary, Conan implies that Disco has been fucking the duck.
Yes. Well, he says it in the ring too, because he says when we first got this duck, the hole at the bottom was like the size of a dime, and now it's massive. What are you even
literally
doing?
the same line. It's the same exact line.
Well,
he also dropped a bunch of Richard Gere lines too.
Sure. But I do appreciate Conan being here in Cow Palace mascot wear.
Yes.
He's dressed up in cow print.
You know what? Let's just do a very quick and simple and obvious.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Miltank.
Yeah, it's Miltank. Sorry, guys. It's the one fucking cow, okay?
It's Miltank.
And yes, I know Miltank is not black and white, but it's the one fucking cow, okay?
Who's that Pokemon used to be a lot more difficult and fun.
We
used to get in arguments over who's that Pokemon.
I also remember when we tried early on of Does It Slap? And none of the songs fucking
None of them slapped. Nothing slapped.
But yeah, Conan has a mic and he challenges Disco to a ladder match for the duck.
Duck on a pole. Not, but
Yeah.
Yes. In the spirit.
In a reversal, Disco comes out to a new theme.
Oh.
And he's with Alex Wright, and apparently they are the Boogie Knights.
Awful.
No.
Awful. I don't like it. You like it?
I didn't hate it.
I don't like it.
So I guess this is a tag match.
Sure.
So yeah, it is Rey Mysterio and Conan versus Disco and Alex Wright.
I think Tony didn't even realize this was a tag match because Disco comes out and Tony on commentary says something along the lines of, "Oh, do you think that Alex Wright's going to be with him? Oh, there he is." Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I did know Hoovy here, but I think it's because he's getting like his leg checked out or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
And or don't go out to the ladder match because you'll probably get fucked up.
Yeah.
Alex Wright counters a Ray springboard into a power bomb and then drop kicks a ladder into Conan. Ray sentons a ladder onto Wright and then hits a Bronco Buster on him. They manage to break the hinge of the ladder, slamming it onto Wright on top of Disco, and it's like...
Okay, can we talk about that move, though? Yes, the ladder does break, and yes, it is on top of Disco with Alex Wright in the middle. They want you to believe that Alex Wright was dragged to the middle of this ladder to make this, lasagna of ladders.
I fucking hate Mondays.
He crawls.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Monday Nitro. That's funny. He crawls. He puts himself in the center of the ladder. And we watched it twice because you're like, oh, no, he was pulled. No, the fuck he was not. That man crawled on all fours into the ladder.
Ray hits a diving leg drop with a chair onto the ladder pile, and I'm like, ow.
Ooh, ow.
Ray hits a double ladder nutcracker on the Boogie Knights, and then Ray hits a weird rolling dive onto Disco, and then like a somersault plancha out to Alex Wright. It's like, shit, Ray's got his fucking working boots on here.
Yeah, he looks like Rey Mysterio.
Among their like first real offense of the match, Disco hits a last dance on Conan, climbs the ladder. Ray hits a sunset flip on Disco as Conan and the ref are holding the ladder. Because the hinge is broken, it's even more precarious.
Oh my god, it is very precarious. You were kind of giving Conan some shit for just standing there, but I think he needed to be there.
I think we're just noting it like he has to.
Yeah.
Ray head scissors right to the floor as Conan wins.
Sure.
Pretty straightforward.
It was.
Except, the heels attack the filthy animals, take the duck, making the previous match a complete waste.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Just have the heels win.
Oh, but Disco fucked the duck, Nick.
Like, this was a well-worked match, and then the post-match happened, and I went, fuck that.
But Disco fucked the duck. It's really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It is stupid. Mark Madden does make some duck is fuck jokes, where he goes, duck them, duck those guys.
Hilarious.
So funny.
Yeah, I thought we would see Hoovy and we'd talk about him, but I'll wait till the incident.
Oh god, I don't like that.
The incident TM.
We never put that picture of him up in our office.
We then see David Flair arriving in a car, and he has apparently kidnapped somebody with a bag on their head. I'm like, Russo.
It wouldn't be a Russo episode without a little bit of kidnapping.
The main event is the most Russo of Russo things,
This
though.
really is the quintessential Russo episode.
Yeah, I don't think I realized initially, because I was aware of that match, and I didn't realize it was from his last one.
Can you even call it a match? What match? Oh, you're talking about the main event match.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about when we reveal the
Oh,
hostage.
the payoff of it, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Commentary checks in, notes they don't know who the champion is. Is that Mark Madden goes, no, it's Russo. It's like, yes.
He watched Thunder.
They then throw to Vince Russo backstage.
So it is definitely a 2-camera setup. He is standing with Jeremy Borash. Russo is sitting behind a desk staring into one camera that is not the camera that we see, but Jeremy Borash is boring into our souls on that camera.
I think it's only the one camera. I think he's reading cue cards.
But he has a script in his hand.
Yeah, he's reading cue cards, also has a script. He's so bad here.
I think he's trying to be.
I
think it's supposed to come off as like a YouTube apology. Where it's like very scripted, very serious, like staring into camera.
There's a lot of things to say about Vince Russo. He's not a bad promo.
No, that's why I think he's putting this on.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't tell if it's a bit, but he relinquishes the title. He's like, I am not a competitor. I'm not going to be doing this.
So why the fuck did you get the title in the first place?
In reality, he's doing this because he is concussed to all fuck, and it's like they cannot do any plans with him physically for the foreseeable future. And it's like, okay, well, the story's kind of dead now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wonder what the original plan was. I don't know if he's ever talked about it.
We'll see if he says anything in Rope Opera.
Russo says that tonight there will be a title match between Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner. He also says that Goldberg proved he was a coward last week, and he claims he attacked him at the end of a 30-minute match.
Okay, what was the actual time of that match? I don't believe it was over 10 minutes.
8 minutes, 33 seconds.
Yep, that tracks.
Yeah, he talks a little bit more, but the reading bit is just so bad and like distracting that I'm like, dude, like,
what's happening?
This is also just a weird setup because he's talking shit about Goldberg, and then Goldberg's music hits, and he comes out to the ring despite the fact that Russo's backstage.
Right.
I think they just did this because they wanted the reveal later in this promo.
Probably, yeah.
So Goldberg calls out Russo and tells him to come to the ring. And I thought this was pre-recorded, but I don't know that it is because Russo backstage responds to Goldberg.
Yeah, unless this is like super scripted, this is like live, quote unquote.
Yeah, Russo says he has plans for Goldberg, and it's like, so I'll come out.
Oh, okay. That didn't take much convincing.
He actually does wait a minute to set up the next bit because we then get Vince Russo coming out in a fucking Pope mobile.
You didn't hit that hard enough. It's a Pope mobile.
Yeah.
He is in the back of a pickup truck in a fucking Pope mobile. It is there's no other way to describe it. It is like a plexi, like bulletproof, quote unquote, glass seating throne thing. It's a Pope mobile.
I thought the new Pope was from Chicago, not Long Island.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, this is another thing that I'm like, I was aware of, and I went, when the fuck is this going to happen? His last show.
When all the Pope stuff was happening, Nick texted me. He was like, hey, by the way, get your Pope jokes ready. I'm like, I've been sending you Pope jokes. What do you mean?
Yeah, so Russo's in a fucking Pope mobile.
Are you saying that Russo's the Pope?
No.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
And the Holy Swerve. You think what I'm thinking?
No.
Oh, Vince Russo as the Pope talking about Jesus coming back to life.
Oh my God.
Swerve, bro.
Swerve, bro. He was always alive. You just had to roll the rock back. Those ladies, they didn't even know what they were looking for. Mary Magdalene, what a whore.
He brought him some fucking myrrh.
Frankincense. Myrrh.
What Bible stories are there about women getting kidnapped?
There's
probably some.
Probably. Oh my God.
You thought there was going to be rain. It's locusts.
Oh no, not the locusts.
Anyway.
And out of the abyss came locusts.
In a throwback, who is here with Vince Russo?
Jeremy Borash?
He's driving, but R&B security is here.
Oh, yeah. They found the shirts backstage. Yeah. Like, quick, throw these on.
They left them from last time.
Yeah, they were the last time they were at the Cow Palace. They just left them in a box.
They get their ass kicked by Goldberg. Russo threatens to fire Goldberg, but like, no, that's too easy. So Goldberg threatens Russo, and then Russo cites Goldberg's 176 match winning streak.
From years ago.
Well, that's odd. I don't recall that. I recall 173 match winning streak.
Okay, so fucking Mantics.
Yes, but they did another story with the fucking streak, and I think they were fucking it up then too. Like,
they
guys,
don't know.
just figure it out.
They don't know.
It's already a fake number. Figure out your fucking fake numbers.
Of all the things to be mad about in this, the number is not the thing.
Well, my thing is, are they going to change the number in upcoming weeks?
Maybe.
Are they going to go, it's
actually it's 178.
3.
Well, I would assume they'd make it bigger to make it harder for him to achieve.
Remember when Sid...
No.
Remember when Sid had his streak and he got to like 76 and they're like, he's there. It's like, no, there's 100 more.
Yeah, brother.
But Russo says tonight the streak begins again, and it's like, all right, you have to break your streak.
My streak.
Or you're fired.
My streak.
Also, if he beats the streak, he gets a WWE title match.
Right. He just gets an opportunity. He doesn't get the title.
So Goldberg doesn't like that, and he breaks the car window with a kick, and notably does not have to take several months off after that.
That's true.
I was like, that has to be a bit. That has to be a rib on Goldberg.
Maybe like a backstage rib.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes the key out of the car, and he taunts Russo with it. Like, I guess he's going to steal the car or wwhatever. But who comes out to attack Goldberg suddenly?
Fucking Meng, for whatever reason.
Don't know. Welcome back, bud.
Yeah, I honestly kind of forgot that he was gone. I forgot that he was here.
Yeah, Meng attacks Goldberg, and we cut to commercial. It's like, oh, okay.
What a segment. What a time. That was so much. The fucking Pope Mobile. I didn't know that was a thing, and I feel like I have consumed enough wrestling media that I should have been aware of the Pope Mobile.
The funny thing is, I actually had you listen to something the other day, and they mentioned the Pope Mobile. I think you just didn't hear it.
Did I fall asleep?
No.
I may have.
Did I lie to you? 2-minute thing.
Well, okay. I guess I just wasn't paying attention.
Great, thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah, the weird opening. Is this a bit? Is it not? And if it is a bit, it's still it sucked. It didn't even work.
Yeah, it was a bad bit if it was a bit.
And then, yeah, the fucking Pope Mobile. And the funniest part to me is that, like, when we come back, Russo's backstage, and I'm like, how did you get out of the thing?
How'd you get out of the Pope Mobile?
Yeah. So backstage, Russo hypes up Meng and then tells Mike Sanders he's now in charge because he has to leave.
I have to go home. The planet needs me.
Yeah, Russo tells Jeremy Borash to watch Sanders and report his every move. And that is the final time you see Vince Russo on WCW television.
Jesus.
It kind of feels like when Hogan left, how you see him walking backstage when Vampiro's headed towards the thing. It's like, just
there he goes.
They're like, oh, you had a whole segment. And then just another little add-on.
Goodbye.
That's the story of every goodbye in WCW is, here's a big moment, you think they're done. Nope, sorry. Actually, they're going to save Ed Leslie. Oh, they're going to be doing commentary for .com.
Yes.
Even Eric Bischoff. I know this one, but he doesn't appear in person, but he calls into one of the shows like down the stretch.
Oh my God.
It's like,
of course he does. Leave. He can't just be done.
He's the one who on the second last Nitro calls in and he goes, yeah, we thought we were going to buy it, but we didn't. So next week's the last one, I guess.
I don't think I realized that they announced it ahead of time that WCW was done.
They announced that it's like the season finale or whatever.
Yeah, because they have seasons.
Yeah. I think it makes sense to talk about Russo as a whole at the end of the show.
Okay.
But I think I want to just ask you now, in terms of the character disappearing, how do you think that's going to affect the show?
The character?
Because he has his finger in a lot of fucking pies right now.
That's true. He does. And like right now, the big story is Jarrett and Steiner. Like they are like the main characters of Nitro right now. And they are Russo's boys. So in that sense, it'll be weird to see like how they step up without him. I don't think in the grand scheme it's going to matter much.
But we kind of noted he has this thing with Flair they're setting up that doesn't go anywhere. There's because
it was set up on Thunder that he has this blackmail, then it doesn't matter.
But Flair also attacked him last week.
That's true.
And there's, they want to do something with him and Stacy potentially.
I could see last week being more of like a finale to the Flair Russo story where Flair gets his comeuppance on Russo.
Russo wins.
But he attacks him.
Yeah, but Russo's still fucking...
No, I know. It's fucking Russo. Like, he's not going to lose. But that's what I mean. Like, it could potentially
I think actually you raised a good point there where, like, that is the biggest problem with Vince Russo, the character, is that he never gets his comeuppance.
No.
It's the Stephanie McMahon problem where it's like, you can't just go around doing whatever you want and expect everything to be fine.
Like, even Eric Bischoff got his comeuppance. We shaved his head.
Yeah.
Like, he got his due. Russo never got his due.
Multiple times over his career.
Yeah.
I think literally 3 or 4 times he gets his head shaved.
Listen, wrestling loves a hair match. Tune into my review of WrestleMania 23, coming soon.
I'd say I'm looking forward to not being the big heel authority figure, but I know Mike Sanders is about to get a bigger role because he basically takes over as the heel commissioner authority figure.
I don't like that. I hate Mike Sanders. I really hate him.
But I think let's save the rest of the Russo chat for the end of the show. Because technically, this is, I mean, he left in kayfabe, but this is all still his show.
Yeah, it's very clear throughout the episode that this is a Russo episode.
We then get commentary with Chuck Zito of Hell's Angels fame, and he's in the show Oz.
Show? Who the fuck is Chuck Zito?
We've seen him before.
Where?
On Nitro.
When?
I just remember Hogan being like, my buddy, because this is when you're like, the Hell's Angels, they do a bunch of charity work, and it's like, no.
Oh, was he one of the biker guys?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Did we focus on him at all?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, fuck. All right, well, shit.
Yeah, he is one of those guys, like, you know how, like, in certain like Scorsese movies or like Sopranos, they got people who like have actually done some kind of heinous shit, but like it adds to the vibe because like, you know, they feel authentic in the space because they are.
Fair.
That's kind of him with the prison show Us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know.
I don't know why he's here for this match.
Yeah, that's the question.
We're the finals of the hardcore title tournament.
That we totally knew was going on.
Yeah. It's Sergeant AWOL versus Reno.
Sure.
And I'm like, what happened to Norman Smiley? They don't say Norman Smiley's name.
Not at all.
At all. Oh, and I need to note that, Jesus, you're going to be SOL, and you know what that means. That's going fucking strong.
I think that might be like a catchphrase, because they like elbow ribbed you like into the camera, like, you know what that means. Like, they really put it on for this one.
Yeah, commentary gives no context for anything in this match. You have to watch Thunder, including because it's like, I forget who Reno beat. It might have been like Corporal Cajun.
Oh.
No, I don't think it was Vito. But the Wall beat Johnny the Bull because that was like the original plan of like Mike Sanders did. It was like, hey, it'll be Johnny the Bull and Reno in the main event, and like, oh, okay.
All right, well, it doesn't matter.
Sorry, the main event, the final.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Wall hits trash can offense early on. Commentary notes the qualifying matches. Again, doesn't say why it's vacant.
Was in them?
He might have briefly, but I didn't bother noting it. Reno hits kendo stick shots and then gets in Chuck Zito's face. Reno hits more kendo stick shots. Reno sets up for a top rope dive. In between him and the Wall is a fully set up table.
Yes.
I'm like, what is your plan here?
Are we going to use this table? Or...
So Vito comes out, hits Reno, and then the Wall chokeslams Reno through the table for the win.
Classic. He who sets it up. Classic.
Mike Sanders then comes out, and it's like, no, outside interference. Reno wins by disqualification.
I really hate Mike Sanders.
Yeah.
He gives me the vibe of Sid from Toy Story if he grew up upper middle class.
You know who he is? He's fucking Timu Simon Diamond.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
He gives me the vibe of someone who, like, a kid who was never allowed to lose a game. So when he was losing, he would make up new rules to be like, actually, you didn't follow this rules, therefore I actually win.
Now, Emily, what about the lax rules here in WCW?
They're very lax.
They're so lax,
They're so lax, we're not even going to mention them. Yeah,
so Reno wins a tournament final via DQ for the hardcore title, which it's always vague. Like, in a tournament final, if you win by DQ for a vacant belt, like, do you win the title? Because you can't win a title by DQ normally.
That's
and the thing is, no one is ever stupid enough to actually fucking do it, so it never matters.
Welcome WCW, baby! Yeah. WCW in the fall of 2000.
But, yeah, this was quick, and, yeah, it's just meant to be Mike Sanders is going to abuse his power. Yeah. Would you believe it? He's a heel.
Would you believe it? He's a fucking shitface.
Let's move on. Backstage, Pamela's here with big news.
Pamela?
The Cat says the main event will be Booker versus Sting and not Jeff Jarrett versus Scott Steiner. The Cat is very much not here tonight because they have multiple people pretend to have talked with him and he's definitely
just not here. Yeah. But this also makes a lot of what we just watched entirely unnecessary. Like the whole Russo package, the Goldberg conversation, like none of that matters because actually the Cat was like, I saw how it actually went down. No, we're not doing that story.
Well, I mean, the Goldberg streak thing still, I guess, stands.
I guess, but it wouldn't have been provoked if Russo didn't say all that shit.
You know what I'm realizing is funny? I know that story continues with Goldberg.
The streak?
The like, I know they do that for a bit. I'm like, Russo's gone, so I'm kind of curious actually to see how they enforce that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. We have nothing but time to learn.
Elsewhere backstage, David Flair taunts his prisoner. Out in the ring, we get Shane Douglas and Tori Wilson coming out with a mic. Douglas says he and Tori are still the first couple of WCW and calls out Conan?
Yeah, he says Conan and Tigress?
Yeah, she's Ray's girlfriend in kayfabe.
She sure
is.
I
mean, I do get the vibe that, you know.
They swing.
Yeah, I mean, she offered to get nasty with Tony Schiavone, so I'm like, okay.
You know,
no judgment.
More power to her.
Douglas challenges Conan and Tigress to a match at Halloween Havoc, but tonight he wants Mike Awesome.
'Cause sure.
Tori cuts a lame, whiny promo, like clearly putting on the voice.
Hot. Yeah. Look at me.
Mike Awesome comes out,
Tori's
and so
better than this.
It's Mike Awesome versus Shane Douglas. And Awesome is wrestling in full fucking leisure suit.
Yes. Also, it should be noted that Tori is wearing like a black zip-up hoodie with her like mini skirt and heels.
Yes.
So it's like you're hiding something. Something's gonna happen here.
They go outside early, and Lex Luger's in the crowd. That will not come up later.
Not really. No, it doesn't come up at all. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it doesn't come up at all. I was so convinced because I watched him get escorted out of the... Oh my god. I watched him get escorted out of the audience by security. And I'm like, oh, look, see that? He's going to be in the next match. And he wasn't.
Did he get escorted out by security? Or
Yes.
did he leave and security happened to be with him? Okay.
Somebody from security came over, tapped him on the shoulder and said, come here, Mr. Luger. And he's like, oh, okay, sure. And they left.
Yeah, he just...
I can't believe I didn't realize that.
See,
I watched this episode twice. I didn't even notice.
See you on Thunder, Lex.
Fuck me. I hate this show.
Awesome puts a table in the ring and puts it in the corner. And we're going to the finish already. This is a nothing match.
Yeah.
Mike Awesome goes to hit an awesome bomb through the table in the corner. Tori Wilson gets on the apron and kind of flashes him. Like, she opened her zip-up hoodie and is wearing a tan bra.
It's like skin colored, yeah.
To the point where I don't know if they were supposed to cut.
You think that it was supposed to be like she showed her boobies.
Yeah, I think you were supposed to, use your imagination. And nope, they cut to it. So just wearing a tan bra, bikini top kind of thing. Shane Douglas hits a franchiser and gets the win. But did you notice the pin he does? He manages to shove his face directly into Mike Awesome's dick and is also like grabbing the pants. Like, he clearly I think he meant to get more leverage so it wouldn't be the case, but Mike Awesome's a big dude, so it was just like...
Face full of dick, face full of stuff. Yeah. Face full of stuff.
Tigress then comes out to confront Tori, and they catfight. And then Conan comes out to save Tigress from Shane Douglas. And we cut away, and I'm like, wait, the table got set up and never got used?
No, yeah. It's Schrodinger's table. It never got broken.
This is a match was nothing. I don't even know why.
The audience was more interested in the fact that Lex Luger was there.
Yeah,
they weren't even watching.
And Tori,
and Tori's boobs. Yeah,
the fucking reaction.
Oh yeah, I mean, I imagine that from far away, you're not getting the close up. I assume from far away, it did look like she wasn't wearing a top. So they were probably like, "Oh, ideal of boobies." Yeah, men.
Yeah, I don't know why you did him and Mike Awesome here. Like, even should have just like, hey, Mike Awesome, come on. Yeah.
There was no bus either. No bus.
Because, like, guess what? There's a really easy way to set up a match between these two. You do the Lava Lamp Lounge and you have Awesome perv on her. Like, it's that easy.
It's really that easy.
Or even just backstage.
Didn't we do that on Thunder? He just perved on Medeja, didn't he?
Yeah. That was set up a lay me out cat fight.
Sure.
Backstage.
I hate this show.
Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner confront Mike Sanders. And it's like, no, the match should be us. So Steiner threatens to put a pipe up Sanders' ass. Kevin Nash comes in to vouch for Sanders, and they're like, I don't get your gimmick right now, man.
Oh, yeah. Jarrett, like, calls him out and is like, nah, Kevin, this coach thing. And Kevin Nash goes, I have a scholarship. Like, Kevin Nash doesn't give a fuck, and it's kind of funny.
No, he managed to put himself in the most Kevin Nash role.
Yeah. We're going to SummerSlam in August, and I'm starting to get ads for the Kevin Nash experience, whatever they're calling it, the days before or the day of. And I'm like, what if we crowdsource and I go sit next to Kevin Nash and talk shit for an hour? What happens? What if? Somebody send me money and I'll do it.
Back from commercial, Kevin Nash hypes up Mike Sanders before Sanders confronts the cat. Notably, we do not see the cat.
No.
And Jeremy Borash is locked out of the meeting, so he can't report what they did.
Sure.
I also wonder if Jeremy Borash is going to remotely be around going forward.
Jeremy Borash in WCW does not look like the Jeremy Borash of TNA, and I still can't wrap my head around it because it took me so long to A, remember his name, and B, for us to say it properly because we would both flub over his name. And now he just looks like a proto-baby version of himself.
Yeah.
Which isn't saying much because he's kind of proto-baby in 2011. I don't know.
Back to commentary. They basically say, the only thing we know is that we don't fucking know anything.
Well.
Let's hype up Goldberg versus Meng and like throw to a Meng video package. And this package annoyed me. Because it had the bones of being good, but like their editing department fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So, like, it wasn't as effective as it could have been. Because I'm like, there's no shortage of Meng looking like a fucking killer.
That's true.
You just need literally a single semester of film editing to maybe fucking learn how to put this together in a fun way.
Yeah, and like maybe like a scrubber to go through old footage, because I guess that takes a while.
No,
but
they had all the footage. They just did it in the most boring way possible.
yeah, because this was supposed to set him up to look like a big badass.
Yeah.
And it kind of did.
Yeah.
Kinda. It was enough for me to be like, oh, okay, so Meng is back. Cool. He's gonna go destroy some guys. Heard.
Well, speaking of Meng, Pamela is with Meng.
Oh no,
And
Pamela.
he just cuts a promo. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You
Meng
don't
does
do
not
this.
Meng does not speak. Do not make him speak.
He just kind of says, like, yeah, like, this is, like, my last chance, and Goldberg must die.
Goldberg must die.
Jesus. Sorry. Goldberg must die so Meng can live. Like, my God.
Jesus, it's some Harry Potter-ass shit. Neither can live while the other survives.
Yeah, remember that. Mike Sanders emerges from his meeting and is greeted by the Thrillers, but doesn't say what the match is, and they do the SOL bit in terms of Goldberg.
And you know what that means.
We then go to Goldberg versus Meng, and man, they are really doing the streak thing because Meng already in the ring, Goldberg full fucking entrance.
I didn't even get to write Goldberg's full name down before this was over.
Goldberg ducks a kick, spears Meng, jackhammer, pin.
I look down and I'm writing the last G and I look up and it's like, oh, it's fucking over. I look at you, I'm like, hold on, what the fuck? We had to like back it up. It was 1 10-second reverse click and that was the whole match.
Yeah, they are just doing the actual streak thing again. Like, they're not even pretending to do it differently.
But this pissed me off because we just watched a fucking video package about how Meng is this big badass.
But Emily, if Meng's a big badass, Goldberg must be an even bigger badass.
So are we burying this guy who just returned? This didn't make any sense. That's why I thought I had some time so I could write out the name Goldberg. Because usually I just do GB, but I wrote out Goldberg because we just had this whole fucking video package hyping up this guy, so I thought maybe it would last more than 10 seconds. Silly me. God, I fucking hate this show.
I know Meng is headed to WWE in like 3 months.
Good for him. Get the fuck out of here.
Because I'll remind you, he shows up at the Royal Rumble while he's hardcore champion, and they don't do anything with the belt. I don't even know if he has it or what. Like, WWE doesn't even note it.
They don't give a fuck. Why would they? Who could care? Not me.
Yeah. We're not done with this segment, though.
I'm gonna be here talking about it every fucking week.
Who attacks Goldberg post-match, Emily?
Who attacks Goldberg post-match? Fuck, I don't even remember. Oh, Chronic.
Why?
I fuck if I know. Because fuck you, that's why.
Commentary's like, they sold out to Russo. And I'm like,
Did they? Did they?
I guess.
How? Yeah, riddle it to me.
I think I keep giving away things from my weather report for the next Nitro. But Chronic has a new gimmick, Emily.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you know what the gimmick is?
Cocaine? I don't know.
We're the APA.
Shut the fuck up.
They're like, all right, you give us money, we'll beat people up.
I hate it here.
Yep. So that's why. Russo gave them money, so now they're heels.
But the thing is with the APA, the APA's whole thing is drinking. And drinking in bars and getting in bar fights. You know what you don't do when you smoke weed? Violence.
Fucking.
No one has ever gotten high and be like, I'm gonna go fuck that guy up. Like, no.
Some reefer madness bullshit.
What the fuck?
Okay, I want to get to the next segment because it has the line of the night.
Am I laughing? Am I crying? I'll never know.
Backstage, Mike Sanders tells Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner the plan. The new match is going to be Jeff Jarrett and Booker versus Scott Steiner and Sting, and the winning team faces off in the main event. Scott Steiner, incensed, yells, I don't even like Sting!
That's what I'm saying. This is a kid. Mike Sanders is a kid who is losing a game that he made up.
Well,
and now he's
Steiner
like, well,
yells it.
actually, I need more rules so that everybody else is losing. Like, he's making up rules and pissing everybody else off.
So yeah, we
I
have...
like Sting.
Steiner is so fucking good. I can't remember the last thing Steiner did that I went, oh, that was actually, like, bad.
He'll never get my MVP.
Backstage, we have even more David Flair bullshit, and he dumps water on the guy. And let's go into a lengthy match. It is Jeff Jarrett and Booker T
Lengthy.
versus Scott Steiner and Sting. On this show, it's
I need you to look up how long this match is, because again, it can't be over 10 minutes. You're right. On this show, yes, that is a long match. But we are also in the era of, we just watched fucking Megan Goldberg for 10 seconds. This is probably like 7 minutes.
It's 10:43.
Ah, fuck me.
How long does the main event go? Main event goes 13. Oh.
I'll be damned. All right.
Well, yeah, so the winning team here goes on to the main event to wrestle for the title.
Sure.
Booker T came out, and I'm like, I don't know how. Like, Booker feels like he belongs in this match, but does also feel like the fourth biggest star of the match.
I know what you mean. Booker and Sting both feel small in this match.
Yeah. Sting, they kind of just killed. He doesn't feel like a big deal.
No, and you were telling me about how he almost missed his cue during the cage match last week.
That was just your timing.
Yeah, well, they don't have faith in him.
Before Sting comes out, Steiner cuts a promo to put himself over.
Sure.
Wasn't anything too crazy. Jarrett and Sting start, play to the crowd. Sting hits a jumping fist drop and then hits a stinger splash and goes for the deathlock, but Jarrett pushes him off. Booker and Steiner tag in. Steiner's still rocking the facial mask. Steiner hypes up the crowd as they stall, and Steiner goes to yell at the crowd as they chant for Booker, and I'm like, okay. Well,
sure.
I was kind of wondering how much heel versus heel they would actually do in this match, because I'm like, I don't know if
yeah, you were catching that more. It really did seem to be team versus team.
Yeah, but like, is the crowd going to get invested if it's Steiner versus Jarrett, or are they going to kind of go, all right, well.
Don't ask me that question, because we're gonna have an argument. We had a whole argument about whether or not WrestleMania was the start or the end, and don't get me off on this again.
That was a discussion.
You're right. It was a discussion. It was not an argument. We just both got a little hot.
Steiner works Booker over in the corner, but eats a sidekick from Booker. Sting tags in, and Jarrett's like, fight him. Come on. Like, yeah. So they do some chain wrestling, and they botch a hip toss. So they do a little sequence, and they go back to the hip toss.
Sure.
It's like, no, we really got to hit that one thing. Steiner kind of gets involved, but Sting like doesn't use the advantage. But then Steiner pulls the top rope down, so Booker crashes to the floor, and Sting punches Steiner.
Sure.
Just remember that punch for a second.
Oh, God.
Because Jeff Jarrett then comes in to stomp Steiner for some reason, and as like Booker and Sting brawl on the outside. Steiner hits a press slam on Jeff Jarrett and a backbreaker on Booker, and Sting then gets on the apron.
Mm-hmm.
So Steiner's now the legal man, which means that punch counted as a tag, I guess.
Oh, shit. Punch tag.
Steiner hits a clothesline and his flexing elbow with push-ups. Belly to belly to Booker as Steiner just kind of dominates him, and Steiner catches a float over, but gets pushed into the turnbuckle and eats a spine buster.
Jeez.
Booker tags in Jarrett to work over Steiner, but Steiner hits a spinning belly to belly. Jarrett low blows Steiner, who tags in Sting. Sting comes in hot, but they quickly go to the outside. And back in the ring, Booker hits a scissor kick as commentary's like, these are not the legal men. I'm like, so you are paying attention. Jarrett goes to guitar Sting, but Booker stops him, and then Jarrett's like, well, I'll hit Booker then, but Booker dodges the shot, and Jarrett hits Sting. And then Jarrett pins Sting, so our main event tonight is Booker T and Jeff Jarrett.
Okay. I mean, on paper, that's great.
The more I think about this match, I like this match.
Okay.
It was a good match, and I thought they did good psychology of... It's a weird thing of having two heel-face teams. Mm-hmm. And I think they actually played into that well.
Well, that's the thing. When you put four guys together that are good wrestlers who understand ring psychology, regardless of the shitty circumstances you're putting them in, they're going to shit out a good match.
Look, I think I'm just trying to talk myself into giving this best bit at the end of the show.
Valid. Honestly, valid. I hate Jeff Jarrett as a character. I've never talked badly about his in-ring work. He is a good wrestler. He gets it. And I will always applaud him for how much he gets it. I fucking hate his character in every company. He's awful. But he fucking gets it in the ring. I mean, and all four of those guys do. Like, Booker is always going to put on a good match. Sting can make his way there. I don't know. Sting is like falling off for me. Steiner, as long as he's with other guys. Like, all four of these guys get it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think critically, they knew how many times to kind of do the dissension of the team kind of thing.
Yeah.
and like when to move past it, because like that spot could get really repetitive, and I didn't feel that in this match.
No, you're right.
And yeah, and
I think it's telling.
Nobody interfered.
That's true. I think it's telling that it's Booker and Jarrett that move on, because of those 4 guys, I feel like Booker and Jarrett mostly Booker, have gotten the short end of a lot of sticks.
Yeah.
Like, they know how to wade through the shit.
Oh my God, I forgot to tell you something.
Oh no.
Apparently, rumor has it, I'll start with that.
Oh no.
I can't confirm this. When they did the match last week, Booker was told it's going to be a draw. He didn't know he was losing the title.
Jesus Christ. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Booker is constantly being told, fuck you. You're not good enough.
Yeah.
So he knows how to work around this kind of shit and actually still put on a good show. Even in WWE, he gets put in stupid shit. I just watched it with a fucking boogeyman, okay? Like, he gets put in shitty situations and makes the best out of them.
Admittedly, especially with the weird stipulation in our main event, I have way more faith in Jarrett and Booker pulling that off than Steiner and Sting.
Yeah, you're right.
Plus, I don't have to say Steiner and Sting.
Steiner and Sting.
Yeah, Booker and Jarrett win, and we quickly cut away to the Thrillers, who are like, all right, they're going to be out next for something. And we get a Halloween Havoc ad, which I'm like, oh, yeah, we actually have an ad for the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Remember back in the day when they didn't advertise these at all?
So our next match, just, like, they didn't bother announcing it all. They're like, oh, yeah, the Thrillers are coming to the ring. They're coming to the ring for, it is the 100 kilogram and under, a.k.a. the Cruiserweight title, to be matched that, of Elix Skipper versus Mike Sanders. And Skipper comes out alone with a mic.
Which is weird.
And he's like, he's pissed about being booked against the commissioner, and then asked to like throw to the B-roll, and it's like Kevin Nash shitting on him from last week with Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I thought there was a throwaway line. I didn't think I was going to be critical.
I know. Yeah, like we joked about it last week, or you pointed out the joke last week. We didn't joke about it. But yeah, I didn't think it was going to be anything. Look at them making mountains out of molehills. Who'd have thunk?
Skipper tells Sanders to bring Nash out with him, and it's like, oh, so the entire group of Thrillers comes out, and Nash has a mic, makes another Beetlejuice reference, and Mike Sanders is like, all right, Team Canada's banned from ringside, and Elix Skipper, you have to hit a power bomb in this match before you can win. And then he references the 1976 movie Network.
Oh, yeah, because you pointed this out, and you're like, oh, it's not timely.
Yeah, it's the line of, I'm as mad as hell, I'm not going to take this anymore.
Right.
I forget how he references it, but I'm just like, oh, okay. That's a line to use here.
Sure.
Like, that's a line like Kevin Nash. Like, I could see him doing that, but like Mike Sanders? What
Well,
the
Mike
fuck?
Awesome should be using it.
True. He did say last week 1976 rules.
Yo, he did. Is that a callback?
No.
Could be.
So Sanders makes the match a handicap match, and Nash boots Skipper to start, and this match is pointless.
Yes.
Nash then comes into the ring to cut a mid-match promo.
Jesus Christ, I hate this man.
And
Like, we're giving a new guy an opportunity to have a match. Like, sure. Is this the first time we've seen Elix Skipper on, like, one-on-one action?
definitely not, because we've seen and liked a lot of his matches with Kiwi.
Oh, valid. You're right. I keep forgetting about Kiwi.
It's the first time we've seen him without Team Canada in a while.
Yeah, without Team Canada, I guess. But Kevin Nash can't help but make it about himself. Waits until there's a bit of a break, grabs a mic. You know, back in my day, we didn't do all this high-flying top rope shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the problem is it's to set up a bit that works, but it's just weird to be in the middle of a match where he's trash talking like top rope moves. So Skipper hits a diving dropkick to Nash, who
Right.
takes a hell of a bump.
he does.
And Skipper tries to fight off both men, but Nash takes him down. And then, yeah, we cut to Lex Luger, because he's not been taken away yet.
No, he's still in the audience.
Nash grabs a mic again, and Nash then just, like, kills the Canadian gimmick of Skipper. He's like, you're not really Canadian, come on.
Jesus Christ.
Kevin Nash jackknife Skipper, and Mike Sanders wins.
Oh, Lex does get escorted out during this match, but not in the first cutaway. It's after that cutaway, we see him in the background getting escorted away.
As bullshit as this segment was,
Yeah.
there is a universe where this kind of works. Do you know what the universe is?
Kevin Nash's world.
Where Elix Skipper is a face and you feel bad for him.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you were getting mad about this when we were watching it, yeah.
Like, we gonna turn Team Canada face? What the fuck? Like, yeah, I don't feel bad for Elix Skipper because he's part of an active kidnapping.
Yeah, you're supposed to feel for Elix Skipper because he got made fun of.
Yeah, but like, You got made fun of by another asshole.
Yeah.
You're still a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what you needed to do? Jesus Christ. Do this shit with Norman Smiley. I'd feel so fucking bad. I'd be like, I'd want to see Norman Smiley fuck kick their ass.
That's true. Yeah. If he had gone to Beetlejuice and been like, Norman, like, that would have done it.
Well, just in general of the completely like unfair match. And I can picture now Norman like screaming the entire powerbomb.
Oh, Norman.
Again, give me the book. Give me the book. Backstage, we see Terry Taylor telling Goldberg, you have another match, and it's next. Backstage, Team Canada attack the Natural Born Thrillers, so I'm like...
attack in quotes. They are all standing in a fucking pod. I don't know. They all just like huddle together, and they're just all standing next to each other, and Lance Storm just kind of runs at them. He doesn't really throw a punch. He just kind of like body slams. But not even body slam. It's just like running into them. Yeah,
Major Guns is with them, and I'm just like, what is...
She's just there.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to describe it in a way. It was not... He didn't make an impact. He just like invaded their space.
Well, let's move on. It's Goldberg versus the Nazi. Sorry, the Harris Brothers.
No, you said it right the first time.
I mean, you got to assume the Harris Brothers are extra motivated facing Goldberg.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, Goldberg kills them. Spears one, pin, music. Spear, jackhammer, pin. Like, what?
Wow. Switching it up.
Well, like, see, this was an elimination handicap match.
Sure.
Clearly, production didn't know, because, yeah, he pins the one Harris brother, and, like, yep, that's the match. Hit the music.
Oh, wait, no, you got that one, too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he says, that's 3, before he pins the second Harris brother. So he calls, that's 3, and then pins him. Like, you need to pin and then, because that's just jinxing it. Luckily it didn't, but that's jinxing it.
So, we're actually going to get to a funny point with this streak. Because right now, Nitro is filmed on Mondays, and Thunder's filmed on Tuesday or Wednesday. It airs Wednesday.
Yeah.
There is a delay. Things can happen in between now and then. We're going to get to the point where Thunder is filmed directly after Nitro, and they're going to start claiming that the number's gone up.
Oh, Jesus.
It's the streak. Goldberg killing people.
My streak.
The Thrillers are in shambles, I guess. They just seem generally...
They're just a hodgepodge of guys. There's nothing special about them.
We then get David Flair and Prisoner headed towards the ring. Commentary has handed a note. I don't know why it couldn't come in through the ear. The main event is going to be a 49ers match.
We keep changing the main event. Don't worry, it's going to change again.
So the San Francisco 49ers match, it is 4 boxes, each on a pole in the different corners of the ring. And there's going to be weapons in 3 of them and the title in the 4th. And you have to find the title.
Did they actually say weapons?
They did.
Jesus.
Commentary, like immediately, like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone's like, how soon can I quit?
It's like, I think they actually say, like, is this a scavenger hunt? That's what this fucking is.
It's so stupid. That's why it was over 10 minutes. They had to get all the gimmicks in.
We then get another Halloween Havoc ad, and David Flair comes out with his prisoner. Look who I have here. Doesn't unmask him yet. David says the guy ruined his life, and David says he's going to reveal who it is, but first the prisoner asks to have his handcuffs removed. And David's like, I'll do it if you say you're the father.
And even commentators like, he's going to say whatever he wants, or whatever he wants him to say to get the fucking handcuffs off.
Yep, so David uncuffs him. It's Buff Bagwell, and he attacks David and leaves.
Yeah, the big reveal was it was Buff Bagwell. But the thing is, like, Buff Bagwell was incapacitated, essentially. Like, he couldn't fight back at all when they were being thrown around. Like, Buff Bagwell is like, yes, we don't like him, but he's a tough guy.
He's tougher than David Flair.
Yeah. He could have easily, like, and it's not like his hands were bound. He could have, his hands were cuffed, sure, but he has fingers. He could have pulled the hood off at any moment.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, so we're setting up David Flair versus Buff Bagwell.
Great.
And, man. I just, what the fuck is this? Like, terrible. Take a lap.
Yeah. All that for this. For nothing.
And, like, Buff has also just kind of been, like, randomly gone for a few weeks. So this is, like, kind of a return.
It was supposed to be seen as a return, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, I can't think of anything he's done since Judy on a fucking forklift.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
He's probably had something, but, like,
But yeah, all that buildup. That was what, 4 segments for a 10-second.
Well, you're just saying tonight,
beatdown?
all the buildup in general.
Oh, with David and the father? Yeah.
And technically speaking, you know, it's not like Buff Bagwell is going, yeah, it was me. It's just
No.
he kidnapped Buff Bagwell and Buff's back.
Right.
So we'll see how they try to work around Buff being like, oh, I might not be the dad. Or is it going to be like, yep, I did it.
No, he's going to say no.
So yeah, Buff leaves, and now it's time for our main event.
Oh, God.
Yep, it is a 49ers match between Booker T and Jeff Jarrett for the vacant WCW title.
We can't just have a match.
No, and to add to that, let's just cut to this clip of Jeff Jarrett guitaring Beetlejuice last week.
That won't come back up.
Booker comes out, and he comes out like in his merch. I'm like, hey, you finally have a shirt.
He has merch.
Booker and Jarrett fight around ringside, and Jarrett used a padded chair. Jarrett pops open the first crate pretty quickly, and it's a blow-up doll.
Get it? It's not a weapon.
Well, I was going to say, you're like, get it. I'm like, no.
Sex.
Yeah, I'm like no, because it's not a joke.
Sex is funny.
Booker hits a scoop slam and then grabs a second box. It's a framed photo of Scott Hall.
Again, we said these were weapons.
That said, the fucking face Booker gives when it's just like, what the fuck? Yeah. It's great.
It's just exasperated. This is my job.
He hits Jarrett with the photo, and Jarrett then uses the box as a weapon, and they brawl.
That is more of a weapon than anything they've unboxed so far.
But, like, yeah, this is a fucking scavenger hunt, so I don't give a shit about the match.
No. There's not much match to be giving a shit about, though.
The two get on the announce table, and the table wobbles, but, like, it does not break on the move.
So we were watching this, and both of us were like, oh my god, do this fucking powerbomb or whatever you're going to do quickly because it's going to break under you. And then it didn't break. I'm like, oh, oh.
Yeah, because Booker's going for a pile driver, and I was worried it was going to be like a Triple H Kurt Angle thing where like the table just like collapses first and someone gets fucked up.
Ugh.
Booker then grabs box number 3. It's a coal miner's glove.
No, it's not. It's a gardening glove.
Yeah, this is a fucking throwback to like an 80s fucking gimmick.
1880s? Because who the fuck is wearing coal miner gloves?
I think it's meant to be like a 49ers gold rush. But even I might be overthinking that.
I think you are. Because they're saying that it's like heavy.
Yeah, so it's meant to be like a weighted glove that would like hurt. Picture, do you remember like when we were kids, the fucking Hulk hands?
Oh, Jesus.
It's like that.
I was a girl, so I didn't have the Hulk hands.
I didn't have either.
I liked the Hulk hands. Yeah. My boy neighbors had them and they were fun. But
it's effectively that.
Yeah, I think the Hulk hands might have been more effective, honestly.
Jarrett crotches Booker on the ring post and takes the glove. And I don't know what happens here, but Jeff Jarrett hits the worst punch I've ever seen him throw.
Yeah.
Not the worst punch I've ever seen. I'm just like, dude, like you have like the best punches in the fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
What was this? Because then he hits another couple ones. I'm like, okay, yeah, there it is. What are you doing?
I think he was overcompensating for the glove too much.
It was just so heavy.
So heavy.
Jarrett then hits a diving box shot and goes for the final box, but gets stopped. And then he stops short on a Booker drop kick and then hits another glove shot. Jarrett hits a Glargay sleeper, but Booker gets his arm up on 3. Mark Madden points out, why does this matter?
Great question.
You can't win that way.
Great question.
Well, followed by that, both men are down, and the referee counts.
Sure.
Why?
Great question.
Booker then catches a dive with a bookend, and both men are down again. Booker goes to climb for the last box, but is stopped. Booker hits a scissor kick and a spinneroonie. Booker climbs up for the final box again, but gets low blowed. And Jarrett ducks a Harlem sidekick, and Booker crotches himself on the top rope. Jarrett then goes out to grab a guitar, but like almost gets counted out. I'm like, wait, what?
Ugh.
How are you going to get cut?
That's not how it wins. It's not how the match works.
But it's like, oh, the guitar seems stuck on something. Weird. So Jarrett abandons this and then goes to climb up to the top. And who emerges from under the ring but Beetlejuice?
Who could have seen that coming?
He dick punches Jarrett repeatedly.
He fucking punches him. This guy does not know how to pull punches.
Booker then goes up top, grabs the last box, and it completely like disintegrates.
And he just the belt falls out the back.
Dave Penzer on the floor, grabs the title, hands it to Booker, and it's like, that will not come up. I promise you, like Booker is the champion.
Thank God.
And Booker wins, new champion. Do you want to guess what number title change on the year this is? Because I stopped noting it for a couple.
Yeah, you've said it recently where we were. Is this title change 17?
24.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Because Russo winning it would have been 22, and then vacating it is 23.
Jesus Christ. Lucky us, we don't have to deal with Russo anymore.
Yeah. Post-match, Scott Steiner attacks Booker and puts Beetlejuice in the Steiner recliner to end the show.
God.
Thoughts on the match before, I guess, the whole show and Russo and everything?
I mean, what better way to close out Vince Russo's final match than the 4-pole match?
The poliest match.
The poliest pole match that is ever pulled.
Yeah.
You called this his magnum opus.
This show's a weird one.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, what? Like, there's not really anything good on it.
No.
But
I don't think I can give the whole show worst bit.
no, it's not one of those. Like, it's a better show than some of the ones recently. And, like, anything that was bad ended so quick. And it's like, the number of matches in the show is probably astronomical because of how quick almost all the matches are.
No, it feels like there weren't that many matches.
But, I mean, a collective, like, 25 minutes of the show had Booker T and Jeff Jarrett wrestling. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, that's not going to be bad. So, like, that's just the weird element of it.
Yeah.
So, definitely a strange show. They're clearly setting up Steiner to be the next title challenger. So, that's good because he needs to get in that scene.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, I guess let's talk about Vince Russo in WCW all that fucking entails.
Jesus.
Because one of the kind of wild things is that, like, on the calendar from first Nitro to last Nitro, he's not even there a year. He just misses it.
Okay.
Because it was October 18th.
Oh, damn, so it is close.
He's gone for 3 months of that. So he wrote 9 months of television for Nitro.
Jesus.
And I want to just reference some of our worst bits from this time.
Oh, yes, please regale me.
On the first episode, we got the infamous Buff Bagwell doesn't want a job to La Parka and is like, "Oh, they did a good job. Why don't you come out and beat me?" And
Okay.
it's like, "Oh, he laid down. He went against the script."
Oh, right. Okay, I have a vaguely memory of this.
Yes, and then the same episode we had chugging cough syrup.
Oh, sure.
And
The Outsiders. Love it.
6 days later, they do Hogan versus Sting, where Hogan just lays down, Bash the Beach style.
Of course.
That never went anywhere. God, the first couple are so bad. I'm like, Hall and Nash versus the Strippers.
Oh.
Oklahoma.
Yes. Who could forget?
I think with 7, I don't know how to like think about his role in that, because I think they had the vignettes before he got there, but he's the one that was like, go out and bury it.
Okay. God, that was such a fleeting moment. Dustin Rhodes is not in WCW anymore.
He's still signed.
Is he really?
Yeah, he goes back.
Jesus. That is such a complicated one to talk about.
The Block with Jerry Flynn.
Oh, the Block.
Where he just would go down to like the kind of boiler room area and just like
oh my God,
have his
yes.
fake shoot fights.
I forgot about Jerry Flynn.
Bret Hart reforming the NWO and them rehashing Montreal, the NWO in general. If you remember, he gets fired the first time because he says, all right, Tank Abbott is going to win the world title. And they go, nope.
Oh, fucking Tank Abbott. Your boy. 'Cause he's not my boy.
Not really.
I don't know. He's not mine.
So
I don't claim him.
he goes home, and then it's time for the reboot. And it's him and Bischoff. And that, yeah. And
I remember Reboot Nitro.
prior to that, it was only ever the Dr. Claw kind of like hand and like
the powers that be.
Yeah. He was only an on-screen character for 6 months.
The chairman.
You have 3 straight weeks of Tank Abbott promos as your worst bit.
Fucking Tank Abbott.
Man Cow versus Jimmy Hart.
Man Cow.
I think a lot of the bigger ones left are the whole Ready to Rumble and David Arquette stuff. Then turning Goldberg heel, Bash at the Beach, Viagra on a pole, Judy Bagwell on a forklift.
New Blood? Does that count?
New Blood. All the fucking blood drops.
Oh.
Oh
my God, the blood drops!
They fucked up so often.
Oh, the blood drops. Oh, it's like nostalgia.
Well, also, I think the Goldberg return. Remember the monster truck?
Oh God, which one?
The Goldberg monster truck.
The looming Goldberg monster truck. Yes.
The graveyard match and just the demon Dale Torborg as a character.
Dale Torborg.
He's given us. That's the thing. He's given us so much shit. Like
Listen, we're smiling and laughing through this. This is all very bad, but it's like nostalgic bad at this point for us, at least.
Yeah, like I'm really trying to think of like what are the good things he did in WCW. Like a lot of the good elements, like they're just elements where it's like you had a good idea and then you kind of went,
never mind,
or like you either bailed on it or like went too far and jumped the shark on it.
Yeah.
And, like he's the one who actually like wanted to push and do stuff with like the eventual Radicals and Benoit. Like,
oh, true, but it wasn't enough for them to stay. So what does that mean?
Well, they leave when Russo leaves the first time.
No, honestly, I feel like if there is good in this era, it's not from Russo. It's from Bischoff, probably. Of the two, it's not from Russo.
I would go even less than that. I think where there is good, it is literally just the talent of the performer.
Yeah.
We talked before about Booker T and Jeff Jarrett, where it's like they are just more talented. When Booker was G.I. Bro.
Yeah.
Like,
it worked. He made it work.
Fucking at a zip line.
It worked.
I think the big question everyone asks, and it's probably the best way for us to kind of summarize his time. Did Vince Russo kill WCW?
No. I don't think he killed it. I think that he might have, pushed a couple buttons on the monitor that maybe sabotaged the life source. But I don't think he is the reason that it died.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to revisit that question at the end of it. I went into the Russo era, and I'm like, no, he didn't kill it. And I'm leaving it, and I kind of think he did.
Yeah?
If you look at where this show was a year ago, this Nitro a year ago would have been the Bret Hart, Chris Benoit, Owen Hart tribute match.
Oh, shit.
There's a lot of issues on those shows. I would take one of those any day over the shit we're getting now.
That's true.
I think Russo has made this show unsalvageable.
Yeah, you might be right.
They've done irreparable damage to like every element of the brand.
I think that when Bischoff was still with him, there was enough balance there that it was still salvageable. But now that Eric is gone, it's like, yeah, you're just shooting more holes in the boat. Yeah, I think you're right there.
And they're in a financial hole now where it's like you have to ride with the current talent you have because like we mentioned before, like they're not bringing guys back because they can't afford to.
Right. But they're also so far into a deficit at this point too that like, is there anything Russo could have done to save it? Like in the amount of time that we have between now and March, is there something that Russo could have done to salvage this company? Or were we so far gone for so long?
They were losing money big time for years before they started making money again.
That's true. That's true. But in this short span of time that we know that WCW is constantly being put up for sale and talked about for sale, is there something Russo could have done that would have made Turner go, actually, I'm gonna keep this one?
I potentially. I mean, if it had good enough ratings and was making money, it is possible. Part of the issue is that people aren't watching because the shows are bad.
Yeah.
And all the talk Russo's done of like, I want to push new stars. Mm-hmm. Steiner already was kind of floating around that level. Jeff Jarrett, who wasn't in the company a year ago, and you overpushed him, and Booker T. It's like, we know right now, there is no mid-card.
No.
There is not. There's the undercard in the main event. There's nobody else.
Right.
And meanwhile, you have told people repeatedly, like, hey, the old timers suck. I know you like them, but we're not going to use them. It's like the actual Millionaires Club. I mean, Lex Luger's back now. I think Sting is the only one who was like part of that group initially who's actually on TV. Like the guys who were actual draws.
That's true.
For better or worse, you went, no, Mike Sanders. We're going to do the whole show around him now. It's like, who the fuck cares?
That's true. It's talent management that they just like have completely thrown out the window.
Yeah, and I was listening to listening to Eric Bischoff of all people. They were talking about you used to like salvage a lot of shows like a great cruiserweight scene. At Starrcade, cruiserweight title match to like kind of open the show is Medusa versus Evan Courageous, and you have like Dean Malenko wrestling Jim Duggan. And it's like, oh, look at the cruiserweight matches the years previous, like Dean Malenko, Ultimo Dragon, like Eddie, Kidman, and Ray, wherever it was, or like the one you loved.
I mean, Kidman and Ray match, yes, love that.
I mean, Kidman's one of the, like, yeah, we're going to push him, and then they
Where the
just
hell
fucking
did he
buried
go?
him.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for him to take fucking Hoovie's spot after the incident.
No, we're going to talk about it more, but I feel like it's so hard to point fingers at like what one thing killed WCW. Because like we're talking about the Eddie, Hoovie, Ray, all the luchador stuff, Psychosis, these guys, like Eddie excluded, that were all luchadors and got unmasked because, it's cooler. Like, even that is a little bit of a burial of the company, but that's before Russo's time, right? Yeah. That was a while ago.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there were definitely problems beforehand. The funniest thing to me is that, like, when you ask Russo what went wrong, because he knows this is, it didn't work. He often blames standards and practices, and like, I was so limited. And I'm like,
you weren't.
Well, no,
clearly.
all the shit he says, like, they wouldn't let me do this. I'm like, that's not a draw. It's like, like, they made us get rid of Lenny and Lodi. And I'm like, but who fucking cared about Lenny and Lodi?
And the things that, like, he's saying, like, they couldn't do, they were still showing Tori Flash in the crowd. Like, they were still, they still had boobs up to their chins. It was still very lewd, very sexual. Like, they still had the adult draw that they claimed that they wanted. So what did they actually want to be doing that they were being told not to do? Because this gets cited a lot with Eric Bischoff, too. And this came up in the book a lot, too, where standards and practices came in. It was like, we can't do anything. And if you think about what we can do, you have to ask us first. Like, what did they want to do? And I'm thinking about, like, their competition. What was Raw doing that WCW couldn't do?
Yeah,
Genuinely. They're both television shows. Like, it's not like one was saying fuck and the other one was saying gosh willikers. Like, they were pretty equal on...
Russo cites like Oklahoma. They made us stop doing that. And
because it was offensive.
And it's like, we couldn't call Rhonda Singh fat and like just a bunch of stuff. And I'm like...
That wasn't good, though.
It might be a little fickle to say, but when people look back at wrestling history, they kind of live or die by the main event scene.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're title change number 24.
Yeah.
Like, we're in a bad fucking spot here, fellas.
And it's not like we're giving the title to undercard guys. It's not like Ray is winning it. It's not like Mike Sanders has won it. It's the same four guys throwing it around a circle.
Yeah, and it's not given time to marinate it. Where I think we noted, like, Jeff Jarrett won his first WCW title, I think in April.
Yeah.
He's a 4 or 5 time champion.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like, if you're gonna have it be crazy like that, you kind of need to like highlight that.
Right. That needs to be the point.
Yeah. You were like, oh no, this is the most prestigious thing in the world. Also, just sorry, I don't think this is Russo. But like, sorry, you pinned the wrong Harris brother, so you don't get the title.
So something that you and I talked about recently off pod. It does kind of play into the Russo of it all. David Arquette winning the title. That gets cited a lot for like, this is the worst thing that WCW's ever done. And it was under Russo. With the benefit of hindsight, do you still feel like that was doomsday?
We've talked about that a bit.
Have we talked about it on mic though?
Yes, because I think I've said, I'm like, I hope I'm not contradicting myself, but I'm like, I don't think it's quite as bad as people, as it's fully kind of made out to be. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. Like, yes, it does kill the title a little bit because, like, this guy that's not a wrestler wins the title. What the fuck does that mean for the title?
He does it by pinning Eric Bischoff.
Yeah. Like,
that's the one thing. Like, there's enough circumstances with it to where I'm like, okay, maybe whatever. Like, it is like the story of an unfitting champion, and not, look how cool I am, bro. Right. Of course I won the title.
Right, exactly. It's not what we just fucking watched. And it also didn't get held for too long. They did have a story to tell with David Arquette winning, that it started, happened, and ended all in like a fell couple of weeks.
Honestly, hot take about that. I think if David had just helped DDP win it back, I think people would look better on it. I think the fact that he then turns heel on DDP just left people kind of more sour about the whole thing.
Probably.
So I think that is an element that people don't take account for.
You're probably right. But at the end of the day, that's not the worst thing that's been done to this title.
Yeah. And David Arquette also comes out the next night and is like, I don't deserve to be champion. Like, take this back.
Yeah, and doesn't Jeff Jarrett be like, nah, slap nuts, you can't do that?
Yeah, or him or Bischoff or somebody.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think Bischoff said slap nuts, but...
You never know.
Well, Emily, I think maybe our best way to say goodbye to Vince Russo is the same way we said hello to Vince Russo.
Oh, no.
On his first show, I read a quote to you. I'd like to read it again.
Okay.
Just his overall style of things. I'm going to tell you something right now, bro, and you will absolutely not agree with, but I've been a wrestling fan my whole life, and I will live and die by this. It's hard enough, believe me, I used to write this shit. It is hard enough to get somebody over. You will never, ever, 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 ever see the Japanese wrestlers or the Mexican wrestlers truly be over and draw money in American mainstream wrestling. And the simple reason for that is, even myself, I'm an American, and I don't want to sound like a big bigot or a racist or anything like that, but I'm an American. If I'm watching wrestling here in America, I don't give a shit about a Japanese guy. I don't give a shit about a Mexican guy. That's the truth. I'm from America, and that's what I want to see.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah. Goodbye, Vince Russo. We hardly knew ye.
We knew ye too well. Get the fuck out.
Don't let the door hit in the ass on the way out. Oh God, I'm for the Patreon. I'm kind of about to pitch Emily some new arcs for after we're done with TNA, and one of them is Russo and WWE, and I have a feeling we're not going to pick that one.
I don't think we can do that. I think we need to not. I think we need a break from Russo. This is not a Vince Russo podcast. I don't want it to become a Vince Russo podcast.
Yeah, we almost accidentally made it a Hulk Hogan podcast. But,
I know. Our Patreon became a Hulk Hogan podcast for a minute there. We had a long conversation about that. Anyway, let's actually wrap up the show that we did watch.
Yes, I guess we say goodbye to Russo. We should mention like what kind of actually happens with him going forward.
Okay.
So
nothing, right?
Well, yeah. So he's under contract until they end the show, though. That's the weird thing, is that like they think he's going to come back. He says, I'm concussed. I can't fly. I can barely even think. So like he is taking some time off to heal from his concussion.
Sure.
And so the writing team is told, okay, keep his stuff going until he's back.
Okay. So we're going to hear mention of him.
Potentially.
Okay.
I don't know how much they'll actually mention Russo but like Ed Ferrara is still there writing. Like a lot of like the guys are still there. So next week is not probably going to feel like a brand new show. It's probably going to feel a little altered because he's not there.
Yeah.
And some stuff might have more time to breathe, but they're not going to hard shift out of all these stories.
Yeah.
But for months they're like, all right, he might come back soon. We don't know. And then he just kind of like falls off the face of the earth.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know how much to mention him. I mean, I think they almost kind of have to with the Goldberg thing, but his specter will just kind of loom in creative, but he is not there.
Okay. Interesting.
But with all that, let's bring this home for... it's funny. We did not have worst bit before Russo. We literally
oh
did
my God, that's true.
For him.
Aw.
We're going to keep doing it. We're not going to end
keep
it.
Worst bit, yeah.
Let's go into best bit, worst bit, and MVP. Emily, what do you have for your best bit?
It's got to be the Popemobile.
Yeah?
Sorry. The Popemobile got me so good in the giggles. Like, yeah, it's Popemobile. It's fucking stupid. I love it.
I'm going to go with the Jarrett Booker Sting Steiner tag match.
An actual wrestling match? Sure.
Yeah, even the bits, there was nothing really that got me too much. Emily, what is your worst bit of the show?
I think my worst bit in hindsight is gonna be the payoff of David and the hostage. The fact that like after all of that with the whole Stacy thing, it ends up being Buff and we get nothing out of it. I think that's gotta be the worst.
Yeah, I've been flip-flopping between a couple. I have to stick true. I'm giving it to Russo's first promo.
Okay, yeah.
Because that is meant to be the clarifying, like, here's what's going to happen going forward. And I'm just like, what is this?
Right.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
Like, his first truly bad promo. And I'm like, come on, like, here's a photo of John Rocker. Like, get riled up. I don't know.
It's like poke him with a stick. Do something.
And then, Emily, who is your MVP?
So part of me wants to give it to Vince Russo.
Dude, you gave it to him on the first show.
Did I really?
He was
Oh,
your
then I
MVP.
have to.
No.
Oh, it's cyclical. I have
Emily,
to.
no,
I
do
have
not.
to. He's
For
the
what?
reason that we have done worse, but you just said it. He has given us so much shit, so much faff. Yes.
Don't give him a lifetime achievement
He's getting my Lifetime Achievement MVP award.
You're fucking kidding.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
To be fair, I'm like, I don't know. Booker,
Nothing matters. I was going to say Jarrett.
Booker, I guess. I don't know.
Nothing matters. This is all stupid.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Russo's my MVP.
There's...
I hate this show, and it's because of Vince Russo. MVP.
I think I'm going to still stick with Booker, but...
Yeah.
Well, if you want to listen to any of our previous Vince Russo episodes, because they're not going to be any more.
Woo!
Like, there's not even like a little like hidden valley somewhere where like, well, we didn't, like we started in October '98. There's other ones. No, there are no other
that's
ones.
It. The end. We're done. Goodbye. Good riddance. Get fucked.
But you can listen to all of our back catalog pretty much everywhere podcasts are found, and on YouTube, because I always forget to kind of plug that.
Yeah, we do upload all of our stuff to YouTube just as a podcast. There's no video aspect to it.
It's just a still image.
Yeah.
You can follow us on social media at Butts in the Pod or the Butts Seats Podcast, but mostly just kind of notifying you when episodes are up. We both have deleted some of the apps for just our own mental health.
And it's been working, honestly. It's kind of lovely. You can also support us over on Patreon if you feel so inclined. We've been trying to talk about this whole episode. $5 a month gets you over 30 additional episodes of our show where we're going through the TNA new Monday Night Wars. We have a ongoing book report for Controversy Creates Cash happening right now.
That'll be finished by the time this comes out.
Oh, perfect. A whole bunch of stuff goes on over there. And I'm also doing my ongoing reviews of all WrestleManias past.
Emily, any closing thoughts where we close the book on this like chapter of the podcast? This is
my God, that's true. This has been years in the making.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I remember before we got to Russo, you were saying you can't wait for him.
I did say that.
You happy? You happy with yourself?
I'm concerned now what I have to look forward to because I feel like it's going to be boring.
Yeah,
He kept it interesting. I'll give him that.
We're in the dark times now, but including the fact that up next is actually ECW and not the next Nitro. I hope you'll join us on our journey into darkness through the end of WCW. I'm Nick.
I'm Emily.
And thanks for listening to the Busted Seats Podcast.
Meh.